Hello, this is John with Theology Ed. All right, we've been talking about this May 15th date that's coming up, and I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe nothing, maybe something big, maybe something huge, maybe something that leads to something big, maybe, we'll see. We really don't know. A lot of the focus for me has been on its possible relationship to the wars going on in the world, either Russia, Ukraine, or maybe something will happen with Taiwan or over in the Middle East with Israel and so on. There's a lot of different possibilities, a lot of hotspots in the world. But one thing to remind everybody of is the possibility of a health thing. So here we have the COVID pandemic. This video I posted on my BitChute account in, oh, I don't know, I think it was like November or December. Where's the date? It doesn't say. Does it say the date? Well, it doesn't matter. It was November. Oh, yeah, here it is. November 28th, 2022. And I went through and I explained how, or showed how the predictive programming in the film Turning Red about the two pandas. One was the monkeypox panda that began with the flower moon lunar eclipse in 2022, the May 15th eclipse, uh, started and then went to the end of the November solar eclipse, and then afterwards, I think we get the impression it's an on and off thing, and that's why my thumbnail was monkeypox on and off indefinitely. Now look here. Here is our black and white Drudge report again on May 12th, 2023. If we scroll down, here, you can't see the whole headline because of where I drew my line, but it says monkeypox back for summer. If we click this, monkeypox, now known as Mpox, showing signs of return. And it's time for gay and bisexual men to pay attention to Mpox, formerly known as monkeypox. That's the message from public health authorities and so on. The World Health Organization on May 11th said Mpox no longer presents a public health emergency of international concern because global cases declined and are better equipped to respond. And countries are better equipped to respond. But that doesn't mean that the threat is eliminated. Last year's Mpox outbreak started in the spring, driven in part by festivals, pride events, and other celebrations popular among gay men, where attendees were traveling and having sex with new partners and so on. And there are places in the world right now where cases are increasing. Hey, not my dogs, my neighbor's dogs are back. They're barking again. That didn't happen in the last video, I don't think. Well, anyways, so the idea here is that we are getting the on and off idea. It's showing up. Now, if that's the case, one thing to watch out for is a possible re-emergence of the COVID pandemic. I mean, we know that it's basically done. They've even said the health emergency is over and all of that. However, in this film, we have, let's see if I can find in the, so there's the little girl who represents the Mpox now pandemic. You notice that she is separating from the pandemic at the time of the second eclipse. That's what that was all about. So it's almost over. It's like it's going to be gone. But then she decides, no, I'm not going to end it. And you get your Mpox cases here. Monkeypox cases starting with the eclipse date, going up, peaking, and then returning and effectively ending with the second eclipse date. Okay, just like in the film. But then when she goes out and decides not to abandon her inner panda or whatever, her mom, who was an old panda that seemed to be gone, it had been sealed and it was over, what happens to her? While she's turning on and off and on and off as a panda, so the pandemic, this little outbreak goes on and off and on and off with her. The mom comes back as the gigantic panda or pandemic that was before Mpox that comes back after that eclipse or with that eclipse. Okay, and so we have these variants that have come out, but nothing really came of it. But let's see what happens. It's just something to keep an eye on. That there may be a reemergence of this pandemic, the COVID one, or different one along the same lines that's from the past. I don't know. We haven't really had any pandemics. Maybe one of these flu viruses that can spread bird flus or whatever. But it's interesting that here we have another uh, red mooning. Okay, so another moon. So we get another eclipse, and it's possible that that's going, all the way until it ends in March of 2025. But you can watch that video if you want to go see what I said there. Some of it's a little outdated, but not all of it. And there's a lot to track here, and it would be interesting to see if we get a reemergence of COVID now after we're seeing monkeypox doing the on-off thing, as it showed up in the predictive programming here. Okay, like, subscribe, share, and blessings.